I decided to make this video because I feel like a lot of people want to do more for the environment. They just don't know where to start. So I've compiled 15, it was supposed to be 10, but I just kept thinking of more. 15 easy, simple tips and things you can do to help the environment. So let's just get into it. While these tips are simple and easy, they do take away some of the conveniences that things like single-use plastics and modern-day technology have brought. I feel like we as a society have become really lazy, but doing the right thing isn't always going to be convenient. So if you'd really like to help the environment and just be a more conscientious human being, keep that in mind. I just realized I skipped a thing on my list. This is to reduce red meat consumption. So coming from two parents who love their red meat, I know that this is going to be hard for some people, but meat production is one of the biggest contributors to greenhouse gases, and not to mention cows take up a lot of space, and sometimes that space is made by cutting down trees and things like that. So reducing red meat consumption is a really easy thing that you can do to have a big impact, because it's a supply and demand problem. The more demand there is, the more supply that the producers are going to want to give. Now, I don't eat red meat at all for environmental reasons, for animal rights reasons, just for different reasons, but that was really easy for me because I've never been a red meat person. I've never been a big beef person. So it was really easy for me, but I get that it's not going to be easy for everyone. So instead of giving it up completely, maybe instead of having red meat or beef 3 times a week, maybe you'll have it 2. Or if you're at a restaurant and you're in between like the hamburger or the chicken, get the chicken. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the little things that add up. This is kind of a little one, and it doesn't have the biggest effect, but I think it makes us a more conscientious individual. It's just to pick up trash anytime you see it. If you know that you're gonna pass a trash can, or if the trash can's right there, just pick it up and put it in the bin. You know, anytime I walk into work and I see a bottle, like a soda bottle stuffed into the bushes, or just like a wrapper on the floor, it makes me so sad. So I know that I'm gonna walk into work and there's gonna be a trash can right there, so I just pick it up because it takes nothing out of my day and it requires little effort from me, and it just makes me more conscientious of litter on the streets, because I feel like living in a metropolitan, we sometimes become desensitized to litter and just trash and pollution, and that's really sad. So just doing our part to take care of the places we live in is just a nice thing to do, and it makes us more aware. And it beautifies the city, you know? It's the little things. Like I say, I always say it's about the little things. So this one, I know that online shopping is so convenient. You can stay at home and you just click a button and there it is. It shows up at your door. But you know how much excess waste is produced when you buy online? It honestly blows my mind. Sometimes I get angry and frustrated when I buy something online and there is just so much excess packaging and plastic. It makes me so sad. That's my next tip: buy in store. And I get it, sometimes you have to buy something online, or you know, you're buying a specific thing that you can't find in store, so sure. But I watch sometimes, I don't know, vloggers, and they'll talk about how they just ordered, you know, like paper towels online. I'm like, you could buy that at the store. I don't understand. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Of course, do what you want, but that's just another tip that would help out with less waste. Be a conscious consumer. When you go shopping, or if anything you buy, really be aware of the production and the packaging that it's in. So if you're in between, if there's an item and one has a lot of plastic wrap, or it's wrapped in plastic and the other doesn't, go with the one that doesn't. Or choose loose leaf tea over tea bags, because tea bags have excess waste. Or when you're buying fruit, buy the actual fruit and cut it up yourself and compost the scraps instead of buying fruit in those plastic containers. I always see those plastic melon containers, like where they put, watermelon and honeydew and cantaloupe in plastic containers, when really nature has beautifully created its own packaging for the fruit. It's called the skin, the rind. So cutting it up yourself just takes away that plastic. I know it's not convenient, but like I said, doing the right thing isn't always going to be convenient. So just being a conscious consumer, and also that means supporting brands that stand for what you believe in. So I actually used to drink Keurig coffee. I used to use the little pods, but Keurig coffee pods aren't recyclable, so they all end up in landfills. Anytime you've ever you've ever drank a K-Cup pod and thrown it in the trash, it's in the landfill. That makes me so sad. So I switched from Keurig, and because my parents know that it's really important that it's recyclable, they bought me an espresso, and espresso pods are recyclable. You just have to give it to a specific place. But they are recyclable, so now I drink Nespresso. So just supporting brands that stand for what you believe in. I will also leave in the description different brands that I've found that I would like to support and that I would like you to support if you need ideas. Along with the whole packaging thing and single-use plastics, replace single-use items with reusable ones. So pretty much any single-use item that you own, there is a reusable counterpart. So use beeswax paper instead of cellophane to preserve your food. Use containers instead of Ziploc baggies. Things like that. And also, if you're a menstruating woman, consider using zero waste menstrual products. That's not only good for the environment, but also good for our health, because a lot of tampons and pads contain harmful chemicals that should be nowhere near sensitive areas. So using things like a menstrual cup or menstrual underwear are zero waste options, and also those options are getting more popular, so I just thought I'd mention it. I know it's not for everyone, but just thought I'd mention it. This isn't directly related to helping the environment, I'd say, but it is one that I think will change perspective, and it's to get out in nature. When you're in person seeing a beautiful sunset or mountain range or forest, it makes you want to protect those environments. It just shows you the magic that is our Earth and makes it a personal mission to fulfill in order to protect that environment. Nature is something that is so beautiful and special, and it's something that I want my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren to experience. So it's something that I personally want to protect because I've seen it in person and it's so beautiful. So get out in nature and just really experience it. And I mean, I live in Los Angeles, so I don't get to see nature that often, but when I park and I'm walking into work, I'm not looking at my phone, or I'm not looking down. I'm experiencing the world around me. I look at the trees, I look at the grass, I look at the birds, and I breathe in the fresh air, and just taking that little time to experience it makes all the difference. Because I think we're so involved and so consumed in our daily lives and our phones and technology, and we're always go, go, go. But really taking the time to appreciate the world around us, I think will help a lot of people have a more personal approach to protecting it. My final tip for this video is to start the conversation. When I'm out with friends and I ask for water without a straw, I make sure to tell them why. Or when I'm with my family and I'm talking about how I don't eat beef, I explain why. Just starting the conversation and making other people more aware of their choices and how they consume products. Because I remember one time I was with my friend, and this was before no straws was really popular, because I feel like nowadays a lot of people are giving up straws. But this was before it was a big thing, and I was with a friend and we were eating and he didn't take a straw, and I mentioned it. I was like, oh, you know, you don't like straws. And he said, oh, it's just excess waste. And it was like this light bulb in my head, like, my camera died. But it was like this light bulb, like, you're so right, I don't have to create this excess waste. So just helping other people have that light bulb moment is such an important thing, and educating more people. I'm actually known in my friend group as being the environmentalist, so people, I don't know, I just love that I'm known as that. Like, people will mention things, or like my mom will be careful around me, especially with the plastic bags that you put vegetables in at the grocery store. I despise those because they're so pointless. Just bring a little cotton bag. And I actually bought her some, so she does use those now. But I don't know, like, it's just so funny. I love it. I love being known as that. So those are my tips. I hope you found them helpful, and I hope this inspires you to do more for the environment, because it is something I am so passionate about, and it's something that we all need to feel responsible for. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. And if you have any other tips that I didn't mention, feel free to leave a comment. I would love to see that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye, guys.